Hello YouTube, I'm back, Princess Sean, and I'm back and I want to talk about credit scores, okay? So, what I want to tell you today is very important, especially for someone that is trying to establish credit or trying to start over, like if you had a bankruptcy and you're trying to better your credit. These are some good points. Okay, so basically, what score do you start with when you first start off, especially when you're young and you have nothing going on? You start off with nothing. You have no credit. So when people say, "Oh, is no credit good or bad?" It depends on the person who you're trying to get credit from. So that's how you know if credit is good or bad. Hi, Samara. Where did you go? So, so now, so that's how you find out if credit is good or bad, right? So, if the person is nice, so you better get somebody nice. You better go looking dolled up and I really need this apartment. I really need this car. Whatever. So yeah, and that also would affect the percentage, the annual percentage rate, the APY, of how much you're going to be paying on whatever that is that you're trying to get credit for. Okay. So yes, when you start credit, you start off with nothing, and you have to build how to build credit. So how you can establish credit. Now, if you have a bank account, usually you don't have like a whole bunch of crazy insufficient funds and are overdrawing your account and things like that, you usually can establish either a secured credit card is something that the bank backs and you don't have to put any money on. They just give you the $200 credit and you just make payments. So whenever you purchase something, make sure you make the minimum payment, which I prefer that you pay it all off, and that's better. But if you can make the minimum payment, that's great. Just never be late. But a unsecured credit card is when you have to pay the money. So this is probably like Capital One. You have to send in like $45, 200 some dollars to start a credit card, and that's a secured credit card. Okay, because you're backing it with your own money. So you got the secured credit card and the unsecured credit card. So usually if you don't have credit or you had bad credit and you're trying to build it, you're gonna probably end up getting a secured credit card where you have to send the money in, it's your funds, but you're using it as a credit card. Okay. And with that, because the credit card companies report to the credit unions, Experian, um, Equifax, and it's Experian, Equifax, and I forgot the other one. But all three credit bureaus, then that's how you begin to build credit. And when you build credit, um, you start a FICO score. So your FICO score starts at, it can be as high as 800 plus or lower than that. So the middle, about 680, that's kind of like you okay. Like you can probably qualify for a house with a 680 credit score. So 680 and above, you're doing okay. But anything below that, it will be considered bad credit basically. And and depending on your credit, your FICO score, that's the percentage rate that they usually give you on the loans that you take out. So if you take out a loan for a certain amount, you're gonna have a percentage for that. So of course, the lower the percentage, 2%, that's great. But if you have like a credit card at 22%, that's because your credit is bad and you're high risk. So, and not only that, which is even more crazier, they're like, so if you don't pay this on time or you're not paying this, we're gonna charge you more because you're high risk, which doesn't even really make any sense, right? But anyways, that's what's gonna happen. if you have anything on your credit score, especially if you have bad credit already, after 7 years, automatically it's supposed to fall off by law, especially in California. It should have fallen off your credit. You know what you can do is you can always request from all three credit bureaus. Every year, once a year, you can request for your credit report once a year, and you can see what's on there. The only thing that you will not see on your free credit report is your FICO score. You have to pay for that. But other than that, you just really want to see what's on there. You know, is it anything on there old over 7 years? And then they'll take it off. You can write them, you can call them, and they'll take it off because they have to take it off if it's past 7 years. Other than that, if it's something that you're trying to get off and you know that it's illegal or was fraudulent, you can write a letter. They're really good at doing an investigation on it. And they do an investigation on it, and if it comes back positive, they'll take it off for you, which is really, really good. I'm really a big fan of bi-weekly payments. Bi-weekly payments is like if you have a bill that's $500 for your car note, okay? Anything with interest, it's an interest-bearing account where you are going to have interest, and the interest basically it matures at the end of that month. So if I have to pay for my car note $500 on the 30th of every month, and my interest rate is 8%, if I pay before the 8% matures to 8%, which is the 30 days, then I'm cutting my interest rate in half or in 3/4. So what I'm saying is, if I pay, instead of paying 500 on the 30th, if I pay 250 twice a month, then I'm really paying on a 4% interest rate instead of 8%, which in return I begin to gain principal, which is what you want to pay towards, right? Because that's towards the end of the loan is the principal, because you first start off paying a loan with the interest. So you want that, and you wouldn't even believe if you do the bi-weekly payments and breaking up that one payment 500 into two, and so you paying 250, you actually will accumulate a whole nother payment at the end of the year. So you would have paid 12, usually 12 payments for your car note a month, because it's 12 months in a year, right? So you would have paid 12, but because you are paying bi-weekly, you would accumulate another payment, and that'll be because it'll be payment towards the principal, because you've cut your interest in half and you're not paying at the total 8%. You would end up gaining another payment. So that's the same. And so just think, if you cut that in half, instead of paying 250, you actually pay 150 for each week. Then that'll be two payments at the end of the year. So that, if you can do that, most people are kind of paycheck to paycheck anywhere. They don't have the extra money to pay it like that. But if you can, that will be great. And not only that, when you pay like that, or if you pay on your credit card and you pay off, if you buy a dress and the dress is $100, pay that $100 off. That's how you get your FICO score up to the top 800s. And when you do that, baby, let me just tell you, you can go to the Mercedes dealership and just get whatever you want to walk off that lot and not pay nothing. Because when I tell you, your name and your word is your bond, because you're actually paying your bills and they trust you now. You have made a name for yourself through your credit. Then you're worth a lot. You know, you can buy a house with, like, you can really negotiate what kind of interest rates you're going to have, because you have wonderful credit. People trust you, and people and banks and people that have loans, they want you. Um, Other thing, your credit report, credit cards, the prepaid credit cards, they're okay. They don't really report to the credit bureaus. They're just something that you can put your money on, and it's really safe because you won't overdraw anything or any kind of excess payments or anything like that. But yeah, so I just want to talk to you about credit. My time is about to run out. So if you have any questions about credit or credit repair or anything like that, I do know a lot of information about that, and I would love to help you out with it. So let me know what you think. That's all I have to say about some credit. So keep up the good work and get your credit going strong, okay? subscribe, leave me a message. Bye.